Oh, there you are. Hi gang, welcome to Mike on Monday, the only Hammers Chat YouTube show made by a bloke called Mike on a Monday. And look at you guys, look at all my beautiful, lovely, sexy little West Ham fans out there. Well, the ones that aren't dead yet anyway. And welcome to the show, guys. First of all, before we really get going, I must tell you that this show is not in any way sponsored by The Athletic, nor is it scripted by The Athletic, or is it in any way based on an article by The Athletic. This show has never met The Athletic, doesn't know anyone at The Athletic, or even been called athletic. It's no way athletic or even remotely fit. We don't recommend The Athletic. Instead, get your Hammers news from Hammers Chat or Claret and Hugh, good reliable sources there. There you go, that's that covered. I am in fact, Mike on Mondays, back by popular demand. I'd like to thank both of the people that demanded me to come back. Thanks guys, it's lovely to be here with you on this footballless desert of emptiness. I mean, what do we do? I love football. What am I supposed to do about football? Weird things happen when there's no football. I'll tell you what happened. This weekend, with no football, I noticed, just when I was nipping out to paint a red X on my door, I noticed two small people on my sofa. I was like, who are these people? Apparently they're my children. Apparently I'm supposed to be looking after them and paying attention to them and stuff like that. But when the football's on, who's going to do a thing like that, eh? And it's worth noting that this football has been cancelled by the flu. It's the flu, okay? Quite a nasty variant of the flu, but it is the flu. So just thought I'd get that out there. It's the flu, people. And now my football's cancelled because of it. And who knows what other horrors I'm going to come across with the football cancelled. The other thing is, by the way, I'm baffled by, why is everyone buying loads of that bacterial hand wipe stuff? It's a virus. That's bacterial hand wipe stuff to combat a virus. That's like buying Manuel Lanzini and expecting him to be fit. Do you know what I mean? It just isn't going to happen. So a lot's happened since I was last with you. The human dynamo that was Manuel Pellegrini has now left and been replaced by Skeletor. Moyes has had to tactically reshape his side, mostly using the players left over from Pellegrini's regime. So to take a closer look at how he's achieved that, let's head over to Mike at the Tactics Centre. Mike, how's Moyes got on with the whole reshaping of the team in etc, etc? Thanks, Mike. Welcome to the Tactics Centre. Whoosh. David Moyes took over Manuel Pellegrini's somewhat tactical style of play with very technical players. How would they fare when fitting into David Moyes' more, should we call it, agricultural form of football? Would they be a muted, armless beast like this one? Or would they fly like an eagle? Or would they end up like a wounded dog, unable to lick its own testicles? How did David Moyes cope with this situation? Whoosh soon. His main technique was, quite simply, to ask his skillful, technical West Ham players to kick the ball long in a skillful and technical way. Up to Mikel Antonio and the other big bloke who's a bit of a donkey. I'm talking about Sebastian Haller. The results speak for themselves. 2 wins. Is that good or bad? back to Mike in the studio. Mike. Thanks, Mike. You won't find that on The Athletic, I'll tell you now. Now, the first time we had David Moyes in charge, he brought in some spectacularly dreadful players. I'm thinking Jordan Hugill, Patrice Evra, who did nothing at all whatsoever for anyone. This time in January, though, he brought in two players who I quite like. We've got Czech Souček and I forgot Souček. Souček. Let's go with Souček. And I'm with you there, Gonzo. Who knows? And of course, Jarrod Bowen. Both look like players that have actually improved our first team, which is a bit of a shock, isn't it, since their Moyes purchases? But I do have a slight issue with Jarrod Bowen, and that issue is his face. You know when you go out with a group of friends and one of them brings a mate that no one else knows, who turns out to be a bit of a bellend. He gets too drunk, starts leering inappropriately over the waitress or waiter, depending on your particular choice of going. He does other ridiculously horrible things like supports Chelsea or starts singing loudly, etc, etc, etc. Well, Jarrod Bowen looks exactly like that bloke. Just saying, could be a warning for the future. Good player so far though. I do need to plug today's sponsor for you. Today's show is sponsored not by The Athletic, but by sex. You can enjoy sex in bed, on the sofa, on the floor, in the bath, in the kitchen sink. Just have sex. I had sex once. It was great. I wonder if they have sex in Russia. Time to head over to our Moscow correspondent, Mikhail, and find out what's going on in the world of football, and if he wants to sex, over in Russia. Mikhail, what have you got for us this week?
Greetings from Moscow. Yes, and so, there is no flu here in Moscow. This is because our superior commissars of public, communist, fascist, socialist, commissars of health have the solution to flu pandemic. Yes, what we do is we shoot anyone with flu. Therefore, no one die from flu. No one. We win. Yes, and so we also have sex. In fact, we invented sex. So yes, and so. Therefore, us in the superior country of Russia still have football for you. And you are wanting, because you of Ham of West do not have football. You will want to know about our football. We have the third round of the Pickled Cabbage Superior Socialist Cup. Here are the scores of the third round of the Pickled Cabbage Socialist Republic Cup. Yes, and so. Communist Dystopia 1, Leering Professor 3. CNVDXUP Individuals 2, Corruption 4. They always win. Dynamic Vibrator 3, Involuntary Isolation 0. And finally, KGB Informant 1, Failed Lie Detector Test 1. KGB Informer go through by corruption. Yes, and so. Back to you capitalist pig dogs in England. Yes, and so. Goodbye.
Thanks, Mikhail. Take that, Athletic. And now onto the part of the show where I answer some of your questions. What will they be? Thanks for sending in your questions, and remember you can ask me a question directly in the comments below. I didn't read them all, so leave a comment and I will answer it in the next show. So, a question from Tim Julian. He asks, do you think that Lanzini and Wilshere are too alike? Well, Tim, thanks for the question, first of all. Yes, both aren't playing at the moment, both are usually injured, and both are seem to be at least well past their prime, which makes them, of course, perfect for West Ham United. I think that's all we've got time for this week, folks. I will be aiming to be back next week but Mondays are a little bit of a stretch for me, so you might find us relocated and becoming Mike on Wednesday. Much better day for making videos. Hope to see you then. Now remember to subscribe to Hammers Chat. There are 2 channels, the main channel and this funky little monster here, where all the sexy people live. Sorry, I'm probably too old to do that. Remember to subscribe to both. Give a thumbs up to the video, please, if you've enjoyed it. If you've not enjoyed it, go fuck yourself. Sorry, I didn't say that. Yeah, and if you've not enjoyed it, don't. But do give a thumbs up if you have. Any comments, leave below. And we will see you next week. I hope. Remember to subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Come on, you irons.